Hello, everyone. I wanted to share today about opening up to new perspectives. Last month, I experienced such a powerful shift on a call with my coach that I felt out of place in the clothes that I was wearing. I didn't feel at home in my clothes. And it was so strong that I had to change our clothes immediately after our call. And I no longer resonated with the person that I used to be or the clothes that she wore. However, the ego really loves safety and familiarity, and the unfamiliar feels really unsafe and unknown and scary. So it likes to pull us back to old patterns when we start to shift and expand and grow. So I knew that I really needed to anchor in this shift to avoid being pulled back into old patterns. And so I started consciously choosing to dress myself in different clothes every day, every morning. And I even rearranged my bedroom, putting my bed on a different wall. And it was really interesting as I was planning everything out where I was going to put the furniture when I moved it. I had planned to just move my dresser to the wall where the bed was on, and then I would slide my meditation altar down the wall because it was previously next to my dresser. And so I had it all planned out. And I moved the bed first. And once I did that, I realized that I could put my altar on the wall with the window, and it would create a more spacious, inspiring, and inviting space for my meditation. I could glance up and look out at the window and see the birds flying by, or the blue skies, or the trees. And I had the window ledge. It's a very deep ledge to put more of my altar things on. It created more space, a much more inviting environment. And then I switched which side of the bed I sleep on, so that I'm on that side. And it's just this big shift. And so then every morning and every night, I'm starting and ending my day with a new perspective, from a new spot in the room, from even a new spot in the bed. And when I walk into my room, I see this openness and this expansiveness, and it's anchoring in this shift. And also, another really interesting thing is, as I placed the things in these different spots, I started noticing, I now have space for another bookshelf to place more of my books on, and notebooks and binders and things. Whereas previously I was feeling frustrated because I wanted more space for that, but I didn't have anywhere to put another bookshelf. And just by moving things around, I created that space. And it was a perspective that was previously unavailable to me, because I was seeing it through this lens, through this filter of what was present for me. And I also started noticing smaller things that I could change, like where I store the essential oils that I use most often, and just little things like that. And it works the same way in life. We live with like a filter over our awareness, as if we're wearing tinted glasses, or we have a veil over us. And it allows us to only register what fits into our current perspective. And so we start to create from the past, because what we see in our current environment is a reflection of our past thinking. So then if we're creating and seeing from what is present now, then we're creating from the past rather than from possibility. And you can also think of it as like when you're looking for a jar of honey in your pantry and you can't find it and you're really frustrated. You're like, I know I have honey. Where is this honey? And then you remember that you bought a different brand and it looks different. And that's why you can't find it, because you were looking for your previous brand that you used to buy, and you couldn't see it because that was the filter that you were seeing things through. And so when you realize, you remember you brought this new brand and it looks different, then your awareness expands to see the new jar of honey. And it also applies to the way that we operate in life. We put things into boxes based on our current understanding and what we see in our external reality. We think we have to, for example, work hard, put in long hours, and do things a certain way. We think we have to put in the time, pay our dues, and work our way up. And as we begin to ponder new possibilities and perspectives, we're able to open our awareness to new possibilities and new perspectives. We can create from possibility rather than creating from the past. Because again, if we're creating based on what we see in our present reality and what our filter is showing us, then we are pulling more of the past into our future. And we'll just, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll keep getting the same thing. There's a quote that's escaping me. Like doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity, I believe, something along those lines, but I don't think I properly quoted it. But what if business could be easy and joyful? What if we can quantum leap and experience exponential shifts in results? What if growth doesn't have to be hard and painful? What if we don't have to suffer to grow and expand and step more into our fullness, our authentic selves, our expansive, full-blown self-expression? We create the rules. We create our realities based on those rules and beliefs that we subscribe to. So I ask you, what are you choosing? What is a shift, a small shift that you could make today to expand your awareness? What is something that you could do differently to begin to wire new neural pathways in your brain to see new perspectives?